Hello, welcome back to another tutorial. This one is going to be going over the hacking jobs, which is going to be really exciting because it's your first taste of kind of exploitation, if you will. To get to where we want to go, open a browser, get to dark web jobs. I'm going to do a couple of these. I'm going to try to do all of them actually. As you see, each one of these jobs will detail what you're looking for, some credentials, or like IP addresses, right? You see with these ones right here, since I'm a lowly reputation 0, it's going to have me just log into things like an email account, which is really cringe. All these are all email accounts, so that's unfortunate. Anyway, so we're going to do that one first because we have no choice. It's going to give you stuff like log into this person's email account with their username, their password, anything that will help you to get the contents of this file. Now, that is exactly what it looks like, right? You need some kind of credentials to log into this machine somewhere to get this file. So what we're going to do is we come over here to our mail. We're going to log out. We're going to come over here to username, right? So you remember they said log into this person's email account with this and this, right? So it's always going to be username / password. So please don't get that confused. Jackie, your password, log in. And you see, first thing we got is hot singles nearby. Awesome. Unfortunately, there's no links for us to click on. This is just filler stuff. So if that was kind of your thing, then I'm sorry. You unfortunately don't have a hotsingles.com website in this game. So keep looking for anything that is different, right? Oh, here we go. This is what we're looking for, right? So, hello Jackie, welcome to your new job. We think you'd be a great fit for us here. Part of your introduction is to introduce you to, is so you can work from home. Make sure you can work from home. Please test the following and let us know if you need any help, right? So, oh, sick, we got some credentials, guys. So, Jackie, this password, external IP address, this IP, and then the ports, 8735. Easy enough. Please delete this email after you confirm your access. That's unfortunate. I forgot to do that. Now, we're going to take advantage of it. So, I'll open up this terminal right here. Remember the stage command that we have previously discussed. I'm going to do it the easy way this time, and I'm going to do it the complicated way next time, right? So the easy way is going to look like this, right? SSH Jackie at external IP address right here, because it's where we want to go. I guess if you also really wanted to, you can just ping it, make sure it's up, see it's alive, but you know, it should be self-evident. At copy this IP address, and then remember how we said that port 22 is the default, right? Here it's specifically telling us it's not, right? 18735. So that means we need to specify it with the tag little p, which is specifying the port to connect to. So we're gonna press enter. It's gonna ask us to enter the password. Roblox will work. Boom. Now we're logged in. We successfully just hacked our first victim. So now we're going to look for home Jackie's my eyes only. I always recommend you just come over here, you just double click. I'm double clicking right here. Copy, paste, right? Just make your life a lot easier so you don't have to like, you know, fumble over anything. So if I just do cat that file, oh my god, the password of checking account is 49gnome1, whatever that means. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that in there, and you know it accepts it whenever it does that flash thing, and then it repopulates. So by the way, this is all back in HTML. So this browser right here is actually like rendering HTML in the back end. So if I were to show you this, right, if I were to curl jobs.com, you see this is all the back end HTML. Yeah, the parser is written by yours truly. So anyway, another thing I should probably mention is this right here, right? How much time you have left. So if it's been a while you've been on this page, like you didn't just refresh it, you're like, dang, I don't know how much time I have left, just refresh it, and it'll show up here. So I'm going to fix this to make it a little bit better in the future, but for now, this is unfortunately what you have to work with. So now we're done with this Jackie job. We're just going to simply log out, close out of that, and if you at any point close out of your mail, like you don't have to freak out and be like, oh my god, dude, my session, dude, how am I supposed to log back into my actual email? It does it for you. So you can go back here and, you know, keep emailing memes or whatever you want to do. All right, cool. So this one's a little bit more advanced. It's asking us to log into this IP address of this port with root, and then there's a password. You catch the revcon callback on port 56492. And then get the root password from the session and enter it. All right, boys, we're going to have to lock in here for a second. I'll explain redirection in a future video a little bit better, but this is going to be a little bit more involved, right? I'm just going to teach you how to do this. It's not that difficult. I'm going to definitely expand this a little bit. So we need two things for this. We need revcon Actually, no, we don't need revcon. We need Remus because we want to capture this revcon. So I'm going to do package pkg install Remus, and you see, oh, it's already on this box. You see Remus is already there. Sick. I'm going to run Remus. You see it's listening on port 1337. If you want to double check that, local to run anything locally. Netstat, you see this is our local netstat. You see 137 is listening. This is 100% our PID right here, 22. And if you're ever confused, local PS, you see 22 bin Remus. This is a formatting issue, by the way. This should be fixed in the next update. And then bada bing boom boom, we got Remus up and running. Now, for the actually important part, which is catching this callback, what's happening is there is a revcon, which is the connection part of Remus. If you think about it like this, right? Remus is a puzzle piece. Revcon is the other puzzle piece. You just need one to connect for both of them to be one complete puzzle. So we're going to be doing that. And to do that, we have to line up some numbers. So what we got right now is we have 3 machines. Our bad boy right here is just us. We got where we're going. And then we got another one right here. And it's looking something like this, dude. So this dude right here, he is kind of like victim 2, I guess. This is victim 1 right here. And then this is you. But a Y for you, dude. A Y for you. And we want to have V2's revcon is calling back, go to V1, and then go to us, right? So we are currently listening. I think it's a little bit bigger. We are currently listening on port 1337. All right, easy enough. And then we got a revcon, which is calling back to 56492. All we got to do is open up this port right here, right? Because assuming this port isn't already open, it would have already been caught. So what we're going to do is we're going to SSH to this box because it is listening on port 22. And then with our SSH, we are going to open up this port so that anything that gets received on this port is going to go back through our SSH connection and go to our 1337. Now the command looks something like this: SSH user at IP, and then we're going to include their password in this, lowercase p, the port we're going to log into. Right now, the actual redirection part, which is what we're going to do here, is remember the port that we're calling that the revcon is calling back to 56492. We want to listen on that port, so tag capital R for remote listen 56492. And then we're going to tell it where it's going to go, right? So remember our local IP address is forever and always going to be 192.168.1.2, right? Easy enough. And then the Remus port that we're listening on, 1237. So the revcon calls back. It's going to hit this port right here. It's going to go through our tunnel, and then it's going to get redirected to 137, as you see right here. All right, let's go ahead and run it. So I'm going to kind of put this off to the side because we do need it. Open up a new terminal here. And then we're going to SSH root username. This IP right here. This port right here. This password right here. And then we're going to do exactly what we just said in our little demonstration. So this port 192.137. And this is going to take some time. Remus here is going to handle the sessions and all of the running commands, all of the redirections, stuff like that. For instance, if you do help with Remus, you see you get a lot of output, right? So your sessions list your current sessions. You can like run your current session too, which I'll show you whenever we get to it. You can interact with the session, right? It's a lot like Metasploit. If you've used Metasploit, it's basically the same thing. And as you see here, we just caught our callback. So now that we are currently connected to session 1, right? Because we didn't have a session originally. Anytime you receive a new session, Remus is automatically going to put you in that new session. So just something to keep in mind. And show you what the sessions command looks like. Let's go ahead and get the root password, right? So I'm going to run a remote command. I'm going to run. Was it early enough? That's your shadow. There you go. You're going to copy that. And you remember what we talked about the first tutorial? Password crack. I'm going to paste it in there, save it. And then if I want to run a command locally, it's local shadow crack. And then you see their password is Forest 57 and all that stuff I'm about to say. If you ever want to see how much money you're getting, by the way, like I got 188 bucks, which is more than enough to buy a VPS and make sure that I'm not about to really screw myself over here by having my IP written everywhere. That's how you can check it. So go to dark web jobs one more time. We got this mission right here. Now this mission, you see that we're reputation at level 1, so it's going to increase difficulty. This bad boy right here, unfortunately, is going to run you for your money. So what this means is this 134 IP address, they didn't give you credentials, they didn't give you a port, they just said, I need you to go here. Good luck. Alright. Easy enough. So I'm going to sever that connection. Our remix is still listening. Now, what we're going to do is run a command called port map. Port map is going to show you the available ports that are open in IP. So if we run port map, you see port 22 is open. And it's got version 1.0.0. Coincidentally enough, our slip shell also has that same exact version, so it's effective against it. So what we're gonna do now is, since we have credentials, we're going to throw an exploit. Now this is the exciting part, guys. We're going to run slip shell. Usually specify a port would attack P. We're not gonna do that in this case because it's going to default to port 22. We're going to enter in the IP address, and if everything is willing, we're going to run it. Oh, I'm on a different machine. Oops. Don't recommend doing that. Uh-oh. Okay, so sorry about that. The error you're getting here with slip shell not existing, it actually does exist. This output is actually because revcon doesn't exist on the machine. So I changed that to reflect it in the new version, but unfortunately for this one, you're just gonna have to kind of remember that you need bin revcon to be on the box in this exact directory in order for this to work. I tried throwing that without actually setting it up so it's on me anyway. We're going to do configure binary, bin revcon, configure our callback port, right? And we're going to have to actually go here. We're gonna have to add one more layer of abstraction here. So we need to open up a router port in order for our 1337 to receive the callback. So I'm going to do routerconf, our password that we got from the logininfo.txt up here. Add port forward 1337, our local IP right here, 1337. As you can see, a rule got added, and if you ever want to check these rules whenever you make them, you can just do a git config, or if you want to see whatever rules are created on the router at the time, you do that. See, port 22 is being forwarded by default, and so is 1337 now. Alright, so easy enough. Now what we're going to do is add our callback, right? So our public IP address could be found right here. Make sure that this is actually your terminal. This is actually your public IP. So if you ever want to double check that, open a new one, press the backspace, that should update automatically. And you see this is your public IP address. Callback, that port, IP, port 137, and then boom, we're good. Now, when we throw a slip shell at this IP address, you see that we have exploitation and we're now on our victim. See the .2 right here, or the .2, which is actually lucky because is there even, okay, yeah, there is others. That's actually super lucky that the port forward that they had on their router actually pointed at our intended victim and not like the .3 or anything like that, so we didn't have to redirect. Alright, so now we need to get the password of Alice. So just like we did with the root password, we're going to run cat su shadow. See Alice is right here. Going to exit that, exit this, go over here, save that. Run a local shadow crack. You know how to do this here, by the way. You see this is the password. You can also run a shadow crack just in this terminal too. Local just runs it locally. As you can see, this is Alice's password. And then boom, you got it. You're logged in. I think it's either if you get to reputation 2 or 3, you receive an email. So keep an eye out for that. All right, now let's do a couple more, right? So this one wants us to log into this IP address at this port with credential Isla Rivera. Find the important information from home Isla nothing. Just copy and paste. These are really simple, honestly. Isla at this IP, this port, link tag capital P. And now we're logged in. I got a cat. Then you see the pin to my safe is this. Sometimes it's worth noting that the important information is a person. So that's their full first and last name. So if you have like a long string of text that says like the experiment on John Smith was like botched or something like that, the important information you're going to put here is John Smith, like nothing else. But most of the other times you get passwords and pins. There we go. Okay, sorry, take a second. So this is kind of what I was talking about here. So the home AllisonPorn.txt, as you can see for this job right here. See, after the research I did, the name of the person we're after is Grace Reynolds. So just something to keep in mind. I did a couple more jobs here. A lot of them are kind of just the same. I recommend that you, whenever the video comes out, look at the video for redirection, understand how it works, and that should help you with pretty much like all of these. I mean, once you learn redirection, you should basically be good to go for playing the game and being pretty good at it. Just make sure you have Remus, Revcon installed, and Slipshell on top of that. In these early versions, you'll have Slipshell on your machine by default and bin exploit Slipshell, as which is where it looks by default. One thing you should know about exploitation is that hacking groups are going to be getting the newer source code for these exploits. I think every like hour or so, SHD is going to have an update push out for it, so there's going to be like version like 1.0.1, which Slipshell 1.0.0 won't work against. So you need to go find the new Slipshell exploit source code and then compile it and then use that as your new Slipshell. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments, and thank you for watching.